We got to move on here. The next one, the internet is out there.
Man, dude, that transition.
Man, I
silky smooth.
Wait.
Oh man, tight like a drum.
Let's try again, guys. Okay, that's it for Battlefield versus Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We're gonna move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Speaking of warfare, the internet is out there.
It's out there. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah. Speaking of yearly releases,
all right.
Windows 97 and 98.
Yeah, man.
The internet.
Wow, we're gonna have an intense walkthrough of Windows 98 here on the.
Wasn't the internet something that Al Gore made?
It was Al Gore did make the
that was
internet.
his invention.
So, movies are coming out. We got a lot of movies, a lot of video games, stuff like that. I love the example that I think you're going to use when we talk about this is about how the internet and not even the internet. We're going to throw trailers in there as well these days. Man, they are ruining twists and all the surprises in TVs, movies, and games. We can all think of examples. We won't spend a lot of time on this because we are running out of time on the podcast. We kind of extended our conversations longer than I thought. But let's think of what TV, movies, and games have been spoiled for you, how the internet or trailers have done it, and what you've had to do to avoid getting spoiled on some of this stuff. Now, I want to go to you because I know that you're like you use a trailer from your childhood that you're like, man, why in God's name would they show this in the trailer?
Yes.
What movie am I talking about?
So this is one of those times that I'll go a little counter Trevor culture here, and I will rag on Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, this is what you're talking about, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Because
So,
you said it to me
all
like
ears.
you said it to me like 2 years ago, and I agree. I was like, man, that was stupid.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'll if I ever see Peter Jackson right after I get done open mouth kissing him for changing my life forever for the better, I may just smack him across the face for going, "Hey, bro, why did you tell people that Gandalf wasn't dead in the trailer of The Two Towers?"
Yeah, stupid.
Like, you crazy psycho idiot person.
Right.
Like, honestly, if I hadn't have already read the books like as a kid,
right,
I would have been pretty ticked off because that's, I don't know, like the biggest thing that is the biggest reveal in the movie.
It's the biggest cliffhanger of like, oh, Gandalf's dead. And you're like, oh man,
like all hope
that
is
sucks.
lost. Like,
Yeah.
where are we going from here?
You
like,
think
beautiful.
it's Saruman in the forest? I mean, that's
Well,
what you really thought.
honestly, if you go back and watch the scene, if you hadn't seen Gandalf in the trailer, it would actually, it's still a great scene, but it would actually have been a beautiful scene because
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys remember they
he's
like
falling
mixed
down?
their.
Or no?
Well, no, I'm talking about when Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli actually meet him finally in the forest.
Right.
Because they mix Gandalf and Saruman's voices.
Yes.
You guys remember
Yeah.
this? And they don't really show his face. It's just like his
Mhm.
silhouette. And then finally when they do the reveal and just their reaction, it's beautiful. So
Didn't the second one, and I'm it's been a little while, is the second one the one that started with the scene with Gandalf and the Balrog falling
Yes.
in
Which
Frodo's
is
like dream? And it looks like
incredible.
he's about to die. They're about to hit the mountain after
Dude.
falling for like 60
Oh
seconds.
god,
Yes.
the extended version of that
Yep.
is so good.
incredible.
Never
incredible.
seen that.
So you still
Trevor-
think he's dead at the beginning of
Yeah,
the movie.
I got to tell you,
Exactly.
I love Lord of the Rings, and Trevor's the dude that got me into Lord of the Rings. Like I was kind of like, oh yeah, Lord of the Rings, and then we became best friends. Like man,
I
gotta
agree.
see- like so
I
good.
agree.
I was
Trevor.
literally reading like backstory to the Silmarils and the Lost Tales. Like
you
the
speak
other
my
day.
language, man.
For no reason, I was just like, you know what? I'd like to read some
Yeah, no.
Wikipedia pages.
Hey, you want to tell him about the question that you sent me the other day? We should just read that on air, man.
Which one was it?
The answer to your like super short question that you sent me, you were like,
Oh,
"Hey
God.
man, I was just wondering, like, what is Gandalf? Like, what are the wizards? Something super
oh,
simple."
God. And
No,
now
no,
we're
that
going
was
to go
my
into this
wife.
whole thing. I've already gotten the explanation about how they're really demons
No,
from
no,
some
no.
other world, and like Gandalf
but-
is a Balrog, but he's in a different
that
form
was
than
my
the
wife.
Spot
Balrog.
on, man.
That was my wife that asked me, is like, hey,
That's
what is
right.
Gandalf like compared to, or what is Sauron? I'm like, well, Sauron was actually like kind of one of the demons, and Gandalf was kind of like an angel, and they were higher like good guy. And then
Pretty solid.
she was like, I don't really get it. I was like, oh, ask Trevor. So I get this.
And then you got
Oh
a
my
novel.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
we definitely
when
don't
the-
even have time to read this. We
well,
don't.
well, you see, yeah, I'm reading it.
Oh God. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, go ahead, Richard.
Just scroll
I'll pull
past
it up.
all the texts that I send you that you don't reply to,
Well-
and find the one you actually did reply to.
You still
so-
here? I
Yeah.
meant to send you a text back. I'm sorry. about that.
Whatever, man. I don't even care.
Um,
I'm gonna find new friends.
Are you really, you really,
Sorry, Richard. Here we go. So my question,
okay.
Oh my
my
God,
answer
here we
was
go.
there were technically only ever 5 wizards in Middle Earth, and their order was known as the Istari, which is Quenya Elvish for wise ones. They were created early in the Third Age, around the 1,000-year mark. That's in the Third Age, and by Iluvatar, which is the god in Middle Earth, and commissioned by the Valar, which are like Middle Earth angels, to aid the free peoples of Middle Earth against Sauron. Nope, you didn't hear that. And his forces, they are not human. They're actually known as Maiar spirits, and they just took humanoid forms to disguise their
Oh,
great power. To give you an
God.
example, the big demon
Nerd!
Gandalf Khazad-dûm.
If I
Should
could
I
give
stop
like
now?
my
Yeah, you
Yes,
should probably
hidden
stop.
now.
Stop.
just to go back in time so I didn't have to hear that. I would.
Nerd.
All right, trailer
Okay.
or a movie, TV, or game that was ruined by the internet, or a trailer for you.
Well,
God,
Man,
Richard really wanted.
what is
hold
what
up.
is
Well,
that?
He had some
hold
more
on,
to
hold on.
add to Trevor's
No, no, no,
answer
no,
about
no,
what
no,
Gandalf
no.
was.
When
Technically
Star
a sea.
Wars Episode 1 came out, or
Okay.
was coming out, and I remember as a
Yeah.
kid.
Ooh.
Okay, my brother and my sister and my uncle at the time, because we all were Star Wars fans. We would every time the trailer came on the TV, we would run out of the room, and it sucks because it's like we have YouTube now, Facebook, just very instant.
yeah.
You know, you could pop on
Not to
anything.
mention fan theories on Reddit, like all the things
Right,
that you.
yeah.
I mean, my God, the fan theories for where was Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens. I mean, think about they're like, oh, he's Kylo Ren, or oh, he went to the dark side, or oh,
So many,
so
so
many.
much speculation.
we were all wrong.
Yes,
Of
we
course,
were.
yeah. But you know, it's just like you can't escape the trailers. You can't get ruined by the trailers anymore, like, so to speak. Because like I wanted to like see every single scene from Episode 1 fresh, and we did.
Totally
we made
fresh.
We made it.
Yeah.
We made it that way. But you can't do that anymore. And
No,
so,
no.
No, definitely.
but so your question, what was your question? Like, what was?
Name something that recently that spoiled you, like trailers, internet, something that spoiled you on a TV, movie, or a game.
I don't know. I don't
Man,
really have.
come on, this is an
anything.
easy one for you, dude. Spider-Man being in Civil War.
Yeah, but
like-
I kind of like that though.
The thing
I
is,
kind of wanted to see
even if
that.
you hadn't seen him, there's so much news about this actor was actually hired
Yeah.
to play.
That's
Exactly.
the stuff.
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that just makes me so mad.
Yeah, dude. Let me go and rant for just 2 seconds about a movie that did this that I was so upset with. Man, there was nothing in Batman versus Superman that you did not know was coming from the
Right.
trailers. I'm like, oh, they hired Jason Momoa to be Aquaman, and you're like,
Best
oh
example.
my God, what are you doing? Like, you showed Doomsday.
the Batman vs Superman trailer. Literally, like they were just here's everything cool that's possibly in our movie. Please come and see a DC Comics movie.
Yes,
Please
exactly.
come and see this movie. We can't get another failure at the box
I know,
office.
right? Because, and that's the thing is like, but in that, and here's the deal, that movie still. I mean, like after you see Captain America:
it's
Civil
alright.
War, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you know. But do you know what? We won't go. We'll talk about Zack Snyder and his sick, disgusting mind later. But anyway, Mike, what about you? Something that's been ruined by a trailer or internet for you that you're like, oh man,
Star Wars.
yeah,
That wasn't really the internet. That was more Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan ruined that
Ryan
with memes.
Miller.
We literally
Yeah.
like every time somebody asks, like, "Hey, has everybody seen Star Wars?" I'd be like, "No, I haven't seen it yet." It's like if you guys want to talk about it, do another text thread. No big deal. Doesn't bother me. He starts sending Star Wars memes.
Yeah, like
I used to think that Ryan and I were friends, like a while back. Did you know he still does not have my name in his phone? Like, he has a text thread with like
terrible.
8 people. 7 of them, I'm sure, have names, and it's just me. Like, oh, you're the 850 dude.
Oh.
Like, couldn't even hit
Actually, Will,
new
I think, is the
contact.
guy that used to be in our play. Is how he has Will in his phone.
yeah, I
Dude.
think so. I
Ryan
think so.
is like low key the meanest person that we're friends with, dude.
low-key the meanest person.
Like he keeps it real, but he's just those little cutting blows, man. He ruined Star Wars for
It's
me.
okay.
So
I got my friend Jeff Slagle, who I know his last name now. We're friends. I know him. I've been to his house. I've hung out with him several times. I love my friend Jeff. Jeff, if you're listening to this podcast, I know you do. Like, dude, love you, man. All right. But I met him through the 501st, and literally, and he's in my phone as Jeff Star Wars. So like every time he calls, it says Jeff Star. I'm like, I really
Dude,
need to change that. And I
I'd
just
be
don't.
fine if he was just Mike or M. Just
M.
anything.
letter.
Just James
like-
Bond's boss, man.
like-
Mike, you want to see what I have?
Oh god.
Okay.
Here's my-
You
So-
named it based on my
What-
username for that, dude.
You're albino Mike in my phone.
Albino Mike. All right. Well, so there we go. Internet's ruining our movies and televisions, and Ryan is low key the meanest person we know.
Real
so
talk. I'm gonna ruin the next Star Wars movie for him. I'm gonna figure it. I'm gonna come to his house.
You're gonna get that bootleg copy,
No,
man.
I'm gonna surf internet theories. I'm gonna find the script somebody's uploaded.
I can't wait to
Oh,
edit
yeah.
this one and be like, man, we talked about trailers for 2 minutes, and for the other 15 of this segment, we talked about Richard and Brian and whatever Richard said we had to edit out because you didn't hear it because I edited that part out. But Ryan, just know, man, he should be fired. All right?